What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Just Like Smith channel. If you clicked on this video, you probably either have a 6.0 Powerstroke or you've been hearing about the head gasket issue with the 6.0 Powerstroke. So in this video, we're gonna teach you a couple of things. And if you are already just a 6.0 mechanic, you are just so knowledgeable on 6.0s and you know exactly what to do to them to make them perfect and run forever. And you know every single bolt on the whole engine, all of that stuff. This isn't the video for you. I appreciate you checking by. So I appreciate you stopping by. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below, but then get off this video because you're probably not going to learn anything because you already know everything. But anyway, what I wanted to go over in this video is going to sound crazy to a lot of people that don't realize this, or a lot of people that don't know about this. And then a lot of people are probably going to be like, oh yeah, I remembered that. And I've seen this kind of float around on YouTube, kind of not. And I don't really, but I think that this will be some helpful information to a few of you because I have actually had this happen. I've had 4 6.0s and I've actually had this happen to one before where this was an issue. So I feel like I need to make this video, and I've been wanting to make this video for literally, I've been doing YouTube for over 3 years now, and I've been trying to make this video for over 3 years now. So before we get into today's video, I wanted to run a giveaway by you. So we are doing a giveaway on this Rigid light bar right here. What you have to do is go follow Rigid Industries on Instagram. I'm gonna pop up their Instagram right here, and got some leftover merch. So I have some extra large and some 2XL merch. Also still have stickers left. So if you want to win this Rigid light bar, and this is the fancy like backlit one, if you purchase anything off the website, www.justknoxsmith.com, we only have a select few items. If this isn't your size, buy one for your uncle, your grandpa, your brother, whatever. You can literally win a very, very expensive, brand new, backlit, 20-inch Rigid light bar. But you have to purchase something off of the website, and you have to go follow Rigid to win that light bar by just purchasing a sticker or a shirt. So go get that done, and let's get into the video. Whenever I first started, I really wanted this to be like my first YouTube video ever. And it's kind of crazy because now it's 3 years later, and yeah, I still haven't made it, but I'm making it now. So we're making it now. But like I said, I've had 4 6.0 Powerstrokes, and I've had one of them studded, and then the other 3, I have not had them studded and deleted and bulletproofed. I hate referring to it as bulletproofed because literally, guys, what they're kind of meaning by bulletproofing is these trucks have a lot of issues with the standpipes, the dummy plugs, and the STC fitting, causing some hot oil pressure issues because they have O-rings on them, and sometimes the O-rings will, the snap to connect fitting can like literally like pretty much explode, I guess so to say, to where you lose all internal, you know, oil pressure, and the truck has to have oil pressure in order to start. So it, you know, it cranks, but it never fires up and starts and runs. So if you have a 6.0 Powerstroke, just a little bit extra info. It's not really what this video is about, but you definitely want to do the updated snap to connect fitting kit for your high pressure oil pump. It's the STC fitting update is what everybody always refers to it as. So that is something that would leave you stranded on the roadside if you don't have fixed already. And then your standpipes and your dummy plugs, you want to go and update those too. Ford has an update. Always use Motorcraft stuff. So Ford does have an update for all this stuff. So if you're one of those people that's like, no, I want to leave it alone how Ford made it, Ford did actually come to their senses and make updates for all this stuff. So you can update your 6.0 Powerstroke to make it more reliable without spending, you know, $6,000 or $7,000 having it bulletproofed. So if your head gaskets are good, I wouldn't really suggest having it bulletproofed unless you're trying to push all kinds of power. Just do some of the updates that can leave you stranded on the roadside pretty much dead. And one of those updates, and you're going to think this is crazy because it's so cheap to do, one of those updates is this right here. You may be wondering what this is because, I don't know, some people may not know what it is, and there's nothing wrong with that. You don't know what stuff is until you ask a question or until you learn and figure it out. That's how I've always been. This is the coolant cap for the degas bottle, degus bottle, coolant reservoir, whatever you want to call it. So this is the cap, and you can read on the cap, and what does it say? 16 psi. Let me pop the hood. Let me set this on my gargantuous, stupid, wide tires. Also, since the truck's a pavement princess, let me turn off the Starlight headliner so it doesn't kill the battery. Your coolant cap is rated at 16 psi. So the reason that I like to keep a brand new one of these, and this may just be me, I'm sure I think that it helps more than it actually does, but this can save you a lot of money. So if you have a faulty coolant cap, it can actually not release at 16 psi, and it can build up too much coolant pressure in the cooling system, and it can actually blow your head gaskets. So if you have a 6.0 and you just now bought it and it's used and you're unaware of if the coolant cap actually works or not, and even if it doesn't blow your head gaskets, guys, some of these can release like too soon or just build up too much pressure, and then they finally release and they can like make your truck push coolant. So I have seen, that's what I actually had, was I had a truck that tested just fine with the cooling system. It was not building up too much pressure in the cooling system. I had a gauge and everything on it. The head gaskets were good. It did not have an exhaust, it did not have a head gasket leak whatsoever, no matter what tune, no matter how hard I was on it. It did not have a head gasket failure. But the truck pushed coolant until I replaced the coolant cap. So whenever I replaced the coolant cap, it stopped pushing coolant. And I did have that happen to me personally. So if your truck's pushing coolant, more than likely your head gasket is going to be blown. Like, did I go into buying like a $8 coolant cap thinking, heck yeah, my 6.0 Powerstroke doesn't have blown head gaskets because I haven't been doing burnouts everywhere and I haven't been running a hot tune on a non-studded truck. It's just the coolant cap. No, that's not how I went into the situation. But I have heard of these, you know, like not having a good seal and they'll leak a little bit, or if they build up too much pressure, it can actually, if you already have a little bit too much coolant in there, say that you just put a coolant filter kit on there or something, and you have a bad cap, it can actually push coolant out, and your head gaskets can be fine. So I had pressure tested and the head gaskets were good. So I was like, what the heck? So I put a new coolant cap on it, and I never had it happen since. That wasn't this truck. That was a different truck that I had. But I thought that was pretty cool, and I feel like that can save people a lot of money because most people are going to take it to a shop, and if the shop isn't as straight as an arrow, which it's hard to find shops that are as straight as an arrow anymore these days, they're probably going to be like, oh man, your head gaskets are bad. Your heads are probably cracked, you know, $7, $8, $9, $10, $11,000 later. You have a studded 6.0, which is cool. Hopefully they done a good job, blah, blah, blah. But it could have been fixed, or the problem could have been solved by an $8 coolant cap. So just wanted to show this to you guys and recommend to you all here on the tube of you to go get a new coolant cap. I'll drop one in the description box down below that I've put on every single one of my trucks. And this is actually the one that fixed my issue. So I do block these coolant caps, and this isn't a sponsored video. It's just going to be a link to one on Amazon that I used, and I haven't ever had a problem out of it. So there may be a better one, there may be a worse. At the end of the day, it's just supposed to release at 16 psi, and it's a cap for your coolant tank. Like, it's not really the end of the world if you get a different brand, but I will link one in the description box down below because I know that helps you guys, and I hope this video helps you guys. And for all of you 6.0 owners out there, I don't know what, just keep doing what you're doing, because I feel bad for us, bro. 6.0 owners, I feel bad for. But that's gonna be all for today's video, guys. Always remember, everybody starts out as nobody. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.